Hey, Giants fans, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. If you love the Giants and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road here to 3,000 subscribers, so if you can help us get there, that would be an absolute blessing. Well, we just got word that Aaron Rodgers is meeting currently with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a deal could come to pass as soon as today. I think this is absolutely great news for the Giants, and here's why. Is Aaron Rodgers the top quarterback left remaining in free agency? Yeah, of course he is. He is. Last year, he had a very nice year. Just a hair under 39 pass yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's good. He's still good. Even at the ripe age of 41, he's still really good. The reason why this is great news for the Giants is because they could finally pick a lane and they could finally say, hey, we're going to go this direction. We're going to go and sign Russell Wilson, who's willing to sign with the Giants. And if that's the case, if that still is the case, just go and get a Russell Wilson deal done. Just do it. Do it now. I think Rodgers, unless he has a meeting scheduled with the Giants, we haven't heard that. But if he's going out of his way to meet with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if a deal is expected to potentially be on the table today or come to pass today, I think this is a big sign that Rodgers is taking that next step in turning down the New York Giants. So the Giants have been incredibly patient with Aaron Rodgers, a guy who absolutely owes you nothing. They've been incredibly patient with him. They've said that they've been okay with him taking his time. And thankfully, Rodgers could potentially come to a decision today. And if he does, well, you still have Wilson left on the board, Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston. If I'm the Giants, just fly Russell Wilson back or call his agent up and say, hey, we want Russ. And unless they're far apart when it comes to maybe not money, but years, maybe Russ wants a 2-year and the Giants want to give him a 1. I've heard you guys say that in the comments a lot. I haven't seen that. I just know that Russell wants to be a Giant. And I know that the Giants need a quarterback, whether they draft one at 3 or not, whether they draft Shedeur Sanders at 3 or not, they need a veteran presence in that locker room. And I think Russell Wilson makes a whole lot of sense. I like Wilson. I always have, I know he's gotten a lot of crap over the years. Is he an all-pro QB anymore? No, he's not. But I think Russell will fit in here just fine with Brian Daboll. And I'm excited for this to come to some sort of a conclusion very, very soon. So Aaron Rodgers being reported that he is currently with the Pittsburgh Steelers at their team facility, and a deal could come to pass today. There have been reports as of late that have suggested, hey, Aaron Rodgers could in fact wait until right before the draft or right after the draft. That's crazy because that's a long time from now. If I'm the Giants, and that's where it gets a little sticky, right? Because you're waiting on this guy, and maybe Russell Wilson wants a job and he's off the board. Maybe Jameis is off the board by that point. Joe Flacco. So you better hope and pray that Aaron Rodgers accepts your offer at that point. But it appears that it's not coming to that. The Vikings have already said, I don't foresee the Vikings swooping in there. They want to commit to J.J. McCarthy. That's who they want to move forward with, rightfully so. They spent a pretty high pick on him in last year's draft. So they should move forward with J.J. McCarthy and not bring in Aaron Rodgers, hold J.J. McCarthy back for a year. I don't think that's the smartest move for the Minnesota Vikings. So once when the Vikings said, hey, A-Rod, we don't want you anymore, or we don't want you at all, quite frankly, it allowed Aaron Rodgers to weigh his two realistic options in the Steelers and the Giants. And right now, he's meeting with the Steelers. There was speculation that Rodgers could have retired and not have taken a deal with the Steelers or the Giants. But it appears right now that Aaron Rodgers could be taking a deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm just very indifferent about it. I don't really mind it. Just go sign Wilson now. Right? I think Rodgers, you're really allowing a 40-plus-year-old QB to dictate your offseason right now, to dictate at least what you're doing at the quarterback position, the most important position in the NFL, in football. You can't allow that to happen. You have to thank God right now that you still have options, veteran options on the board, and this Aaron Rodgers decision hasn't shot you in the foot, for lack of a better word. You have to be happy about that if you're the Giants. And just go now, go grab your QB. If you want Russell Wilson, go grab Wilson. Go grab Winston, whichever one you want. Just go grab them before somebody else does. Because somebody else could very well go and grab one of those guys very soon. And that's one thing I was worried about. But now it appears that this stuff could be coming to a close very, very soon. Man, I'm curious to see what the Giants do on draft night, right? I'm curious to see if the Giants go in the direction of, hey, if Shedeur Sanders is there, they take him at 3. Or Travis Hunter wouldn't be a bad option either. Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Mel Kiper Jr. said it himself. He was like, there's really 2 premier talents in this draft, Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter. Well, one of them is going to fall to you at 3. That's why I've been beating everybody over the head with this idea of don't take Shedeur Sanders at 3, because you have one heck of an option in either Hunter or Carter, an elite option. Either one of those guys are elite options. Just go and draft one. Now, if you're sitting at 4 or 5 or 6, all right, I could see taking Sanders. I'd be okay. I'm a fan of Mason Graham, but I could still see taking Sanders. But if Carter is there and Travis Hunter is there, how are you going to take Sanders? Because I've seen the take of, we need a franchise QB. Well, how do you know Sanders is going to be that franchise QB? How do you know that? All the scouts are saying no. All the scouts are saying that Cam Ward is in a class of his own in this year's draft. And now if Hunter and Carter go 1 and 2, you're taking Cam Ward at 3. So the Giants, in my opinion, they're at a point where it's kind of tough for them to make a mistake at 3. And I need to leave you guys with this, and nobody's really saying it, but I'm going to say it here. Maybe I'll make a video on it. Last year, at pick 6, the Giants took the best player available in Malik Neighbors. We needed a receiver, of course. It was a need. But they went and they took the best player available at pick 6. I think they do the same here at 3. I really do. Best player available at 3 will go to the Giants. That could be Hunter. That could be Carter. That could be Cam Ward. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.